talking about William Regal. William Regal was involved in a big angle over the weekend at AEW Full Gear, and in the main event, of course, he's been the leader of the Blackpool Combat Club with John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta and Bryan Danielson. He was accompanying John Moxley out for his big main event match against MJF for the world title, and MJF got the assist from William Regal, with William Regal sliding him some brass knucks to win the AEW championship. What do you think about MJF? He's the AEW World Heavyweight Champion.
I like that kid. I like everything about MJF. Because I had a chat with him on the Jerry Cruise a couple of years ago, and I thought this kid was a student of the game. I watch him work in the ring as well as out of the ring, and it seems like he's a student of the game still. Heard the little bit of the press conference that he did after the match. I didn't see the match, but I did hear some of the press conference on YouTube. He said, the ship has been righted, and I think that's what that company needs. More than anything, I think they need to get on a track to where people will focus on the show opposed to the drama that's going on, or just the individuals. I think when you got a show, it's got to be focused on everything that's going on and everybody on that show in order to make it successful. And when you get to a point to where it's only one person being thought about, it could be a problem. Those fans didn't, start chanting that CM Punk chant for no reason. When the Young Bucks came out, it was like they were picking sides as far as, hey, this is what we want. We want wrestling. We don't want dramas. It's almost like what's going on in our politics today, where, opposed to all of the drama. I don't want the drama. I don't need all of the drama. Just make the gas prices right. Let's make our lives a little bit. That's what I want. You know what I mean? I think I would be so happy with our politicians if they work together opposed to working against it. Is that a good enough analogy for you?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you.
I
hear where you're going.
I mean, that's the analogy I think a lot of people, fans would want over there as far as, man, see some good action, This personal beef, personal drama doesn't work well on television. I've never gotten into it personally on television with anyone. So the one personal situation was when I won the world title that night, and people still remember it to this day, more so than my world title win, because it was outside drama between Vince Russo and Hulk Hogan.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear you. And at the AEW pay-per-view, the chant that you're referring to was the crowd when the Elite was in the ring starts chanting F CM Punk, and I said, man, what a difference a year makes.
Yeah.
I mean, last year, CM Punk at Full Gear and Revolution and Double or Nothing, man, he was the show. He was the show, and everybody wanted to see him, and this time around, the same crowd is telling him to go F himself.
It's crazy, bro.
It's wild.
Well, like I said, I think the fans, they know what they want, and they want an alternative. They want to be able to see wrestling from a different perspective. I got a chance to watch some of that match with the trios match with the Young Bucks.
Triangle and the Elite.
Yeah. And what those guys do is different. The style that they bring to the show, to television, is different. It's different than anything that we've done, back in the day. And it's a lot of people want to, jump on board and be a part of that. And, it's like that New Japan thing. A lot of people love that stuff. You know what I mean? So I think that's what the people want at the end of the day, opposed to someone feeling like the show is surrounded around them. It just doesn't work that way. I've said it how many times? If I said it one time, I said it 1,000 times. And you already know what I'm going to say.
What's that?
What the guy told me a long time ago.
If they like you, is that where you're going with?
No, it's for the show go. You know what I mean?
One monkey don't stop no show.
That is. It's that simple. One monkey don't stop no show. One bad link in the chain ain't gonna stop me from getting to my destination. I'm gonna take that link out, fix it, put it back together, and I'm gonna keep rolling. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think that's what this business has always been about. The show must go on.
Yeah. Yeah. And who said that to you again?
This guy by the name of Gary Garrison. He was a promoter, one of the first promoters I worked for back in the WWA, the Western Wrestling Alliance, the school that I went to. They had a wrestling promotion, and my brother wasn't going to be on the show. They didn't want to book my brother, and I was like, "Well, if you're going to book my brother, you can't book me either." And he looked at me, he goes, "One monkey don't stop no show." And I'm like,
You thought it was a racial thing at first,
I thought
right?
I thought it was racial. I thought, him being a white guy, me being a black guy, and him saying the word monkey, I thought it was racial. But I found myself many, many years later telling guys, man, one monkey don't stop no show. Get the hell out of here. So it wasn't racial, it was just fact. Excuse me, fact. I gotta make sure I say that kind of stuff these days. Stupid, right? But you take it for what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? The AEW show drew, guess what? $1 million gate.
Mm.
And it wasn't off any one particular's back. It was off the show's back. Everybody who put in the blood, sweat, and tears, people like Soraya, people like Chris Jericho,
It's
and
always that way. It's always been that way. The
Britt
show is
Baker, and yeah,
always been
Jamie
about.
Hayter.
It's always been about pulling together, try to put the best show. That's how WCW lost the war to WWE, because those guys was pulling together the same way, the same time, trying to put on some awesome work, and they, gathered themselves after that 83 weeks and recaptured it and never looked back. You know what I mean? So seriously, I really think, you know, I understand what it means to have a good team around you, because I got reality of wrestling. I've had my wrestling company now going on 20 years.
Wow.
Going on 20 years. We've had at the school, and I know 100% without a really great team around me, bunch of good people working and pulling together at the same time, it's no way reality of wrestling would be where it is today without that. So if it was any loose links in the chain in reality of wrestling, what do? We take it out, get rid of it, get them the hell up out of there. That's what we do. That's the way the ship keep rolling. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.